Hello. If you've been using AI tools to help you write your copy and your content and you've been pretty underwhelmed with the results, stick with me because in this video I'm going to show you a system that I've developed that is creating copy and content that matches my brand voice, speaks directly to my target audience, and writes copy and content that is creative and original and doesn't sound like it was generated by a robot. If you're new to me, hi, my name's Kathy Topping and I'm the creator of Copywriter In Your Pocket, which is an AI copywriting assistant that I have created. So what I'm going to do now is share my screen and I'm going to go through what I've done so you can see for yourself some of the outputs that I'm getting from the system that I've developed. Okay, so here we are. We're inside Claude. And what I'm on here is the Pro plan. Now, inside Copywriter in Your Pocket, I've developed workflows so that you can follow what I've done here using Claude Pro. But I've also created workflows so that you can use it with Claude without paying for free. And you can use it on ChatGPT. And the outputs are still pretty good. It's mostly that the workflow is a little bit more labor intensive, because the way Claude Pro is set up is it allows you, it's really clever and you can just like give it everything that you need. And then your prompts become very simple and straightforward, like we're looking at here. Okay, so let me go through it and explain a little bit about how it works. So my prompt here is that I'm asking it to write me a 500-word post for Facebook or LinkedIn. So this is just because these are the platforms I'm going to post it on, and I don't want it to think about things like hashtags or, you know, what it might think is a good caption for Instagram. Then I've said, follow the framework, it's the opposite. So inside Copywriter in Your Pocket, what I've done is to date, I've got about a dozen frameworks that I've developed, and this is from years of writing copy for myself and for my clients. And these frameworks are based on proven copywriting principles. So what we're not doing is asking the tool to just write a post. We're asking it to follow a specific framework. So in this case, the framework is one that I've called It's the Opposite. Then I've said seed idea. Find an idea from the messaging matrix. Now, this piece, I think, is where it sets apart what I'm doing that maybe other people or other processes that you followed probably aren't doing. Now, the messaging matrix is something that it's simple. It's a Google document that guides you on how to create inside Copywriter in Your Pocket. And it's essentially language ideas from your target audience. And so what we're doing here is we then give Claude all of that information inside the messaging matrix. And so when you then come to ask it to write you a piece of content, you can say, just pick an idea for me. The more ideas you've got in there, the more angles that you've got to write your copy and your content from. And that is the real secret to writing content that is going to convert into clients. And this is the process I use and have used for years. So what I'm doing here with this system is replicating how you would work as a human copywriter, and then giving all those pieces to this tool so that it can do a really good job of kind of mimicking or replicating what we would be doing ourselves. And then I've said, write for the segment inside this particular target segment. And this is because there are different sort of groups, different, if you like, avatars, different types of people that this product can help. And I want this post to speak to one specific segment of my audience. And again, this approach is really, really important when you're writing content and copy. And this is how and why copywriters do this, because your audience isn't just one generally isn't just one monolithic kind of group of people. There'll be specific different types of people in there. So for this post, I want it to speak to this particular target segment. And then I've given it the information about what the offer is by uploading the sales page for this offer. So essentially what Claude Pro allows you to do is to just give it all as much information as you need. And so what I'm doing is I'm loading it up with all the pieces that as a human copywriter I would need to know to be able to write effective copy for myself or for my clients. And because it's got all that information already, then the prompt, as you can see, becomes really simple and straightforward. Okay, so I'm just going to read a little bit of it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I just want you to get a sense of the language and tone, as well as the fact that it's following a framework and that it's, using ideas that are valuable and that my audience can understand and relate to. So starting here, focus on creating high quality content consistently, and your audience will grow organically. You've probably heard this advice from countless times. It's plastered across social media, preached by marketing gurus, and repeated in business books. But I'm going to let you in on a secret. For most established service professionals, this advice is completely backwards. The truth? You need to focus on creating compelling offers first, then worry about consistent content. Okay, so I'm not, it keeps going and sort of expanding on this idea, and it's following this framework, which is basically, here's what you think you know, but actually the opposite is true. That's the framework. And then as we move down, it introduces my offer because that's what I've asked it to do, with a call to action. So that's one piece of content. And it's honestly, like, I would take this, it's 90% done. I will always tweak. There's always, but when I'm going through it and reading it, there might be changes I will make. But as a first draft and, as a good idea, and, the language is close to how I would write. So, I think this is a pretty exceptional first draft. I hope you agree. Okay, so then what I've done in my next prompt is, it gets quite simple. I'm like, write another post using a different seed idea. So it's going to follow this same framework. But what I want it to do is to go into my messaging matrix and find a different thing that somebody has said so that I can write a piece of content talking about a different problem or a different objection or a different transformation. And again, as a human copywriter, that's what I would be doing, and that's what I would be helping you to do if I was writing for you. So the idea here is different. Are you tired of feeling like you're not signing up enough clients? Many established service professionals are frustrated by this exact problem. They're experts in their field, delivering fantastic results to their clients, but somehow their marketing efforts aren't translating into a steady stream of new business. So can you see now, like, the whole angle, the hook, the problem we're talking about is completely different. It's going to follow my framework and explain, something different. And then it segues into my offer because that's what I've asked it to do. And again, it's a really great first draft and it's taken moments. And all I've had to do is just say this, which is brilliant. And I just wanted to show you, because, using different frameworks as well. So I suppose the message I'm trying to get across here is that once you've set everything up, it's just a matter of try a different framework, use a different idea, put it together, write me another piece of content. And this is how you can then create an ecosystem of content dealing with all the objections that your audience has and coming at it from all those different angles. That is what you need to do with your messaging. And this AI tool helps you to do that really quickly and efficiently. And then the work for you is to just tidy it up and make sure that, it does all make sense. It's still a tool. You still need your input, but, this could give you a dozen first drafts that then you can, schedule out for the next few weeks or however often you want to post. Okay, so we're saying write another post, use yet another different seed idea. So we're coming at it from a different angle. And this time let's use a different framework. So here's the different angle. I seriously struggle with conveying that you need this in your life to my audience. And the reason this framework is different is that we're taking the idea and we're showing empathy that, yep, I get that this is what you're going through. And the show, don't tell idea is, instead of just explaining what they need to do, give them a taste of what it is or how you do what you do. And so if you can see when we follow it down, we get to that point here. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine you're a life coach helping burnt out professionals rediscover their passion and purpose. instead of writing about your coaching methodology or your certifications, side note, I see this a lot on my feed. This is actually really clever what it's done here, because this is a kind of corner that a lot of coaches seem to back themselves into with their messaging. It's like, if I just talk about all the stuff I've done and all my qualifications, then that will get people signing up to work with me. But that's never enough on its own. So instead of writing that, try something like this. Picture waking up on a Monday morning, feeling excited about the week ahead. Imagine tackling your to-do list. So what this has done is given an example of, it's also meta, but an example of how I would explain or show coaches in my audience, like, you want to write like this. Here's how you bring storytelling into it. Here's how you speak directly, to your audience. So it's just done this piece for me. It's excellent. It's really clever the way it's done this. And so again, I've got this brilliant first draft, coming at it from a different angle, using a different framework. And then, as you can see, there's still a call to action. There's still a talking about the offer, because I put that into all my frameworks because it's important. But the way it's done it here is different because I've asked it to. Whereas up here, as you can see, it's gone into it in more detail. Whereas this one is it's a shorter paragraph at the end. So anyway, hopefully this helps you feel a bit excited about the potential of using AI, and that you can, the power of the system that I've developed. It really does create content that isn't generic sounding. But I think more importantly, what I wanted to kind of get across to you, that this isn't just about prompt engineering. This is about layering on all the stuff I know about copywriting, sales psychology, all my experience, and then creating a tool that kind of replicates that knowledge and experience that I've got. If you've got any questions, reach out, and thanks for watching.